Diabetes in childhood cannot be prevented. It's one of these conditions that just happens out of the blue. There is a very strong evidence base and research to support good management, that if you have good management all through your lifetime, you are less likely to develop diabetic complications. Well, we've got two diabetes projects working through CAWT. One of them is a pre-pregnancy project for women with diabetes of childbearing age who may be thinking about getting pregnant. And the second one is a project for children to help them improve their diabetes control, increase their knowledge about diabetes and teach them some practical skills to manage their diabetes better.
From the projects has been established and the two services have been up and running, information has been collected for monitoring purposes, and this is fed back to the CAWT Development Centre, and the information is collected from each trust and is area specific, and shows how each trust and HSE area meets its targets in line with the EU funding criteria.
Over time, it has allowed us to develop relationships with colleagues on the other side of the border working in similar areas. What it has allowed us to do is look at innovative ways of addressing problems, building relationships and learning from each other's experience. While we may be very close geographically, you have two completely different health care systems, two completely different GP systems, and it is quite a challenge collaborating on that basis. But both these projects show is that you can design models together and you can deliver services in similar ways on both sides of the border.
In terms of economic value, the pre-pregnancy care clinics and the structured patient education for children are proving to be good value for money. The pre-pregnancy care clinics are nurse-led, so by employing a diabetes specialist nurse and diabetes specialist dietitian, we are able to provide an excellent service.
When they come, the healthcare assistant does their bloods and their height and their weight and their blood pressure, and then it's a joint clinic between the diabetes specialist nurse and the diabetes specialist dietitian.
Good morning, Nuala. How are you? Good. Last we saw you then, it was a couple of weeks ago in clinic, and since that then I just wanted to know how you've been getting on. I would see the clients then either one-to-one for individual dietary advice, or along with the diabetes specialist nurse for some structured patient education. For example, the carbohydrate counting, we find it works well when we both do a joint appointment then.
So we work out the ratios for them and how much insulin they need for each gram of carbohydrate.
The clients do find it useful to have that one-to-one specialist dietary advice then, especially if there's any complications of diabetes. We can address those through diet, and diet does play such an important role in optimising their glycemic control to achieve a healthy pregnancy.
They can be referred to telehealth, so they send their readings through on a weekly basis.
We're finding that the telehealth does give the patients that extra support, that they know that once a week they'll get on the scales and we can check their weight, and if they've any, we can discuss over the telephone then any problems or what has happened in that week that they haven't reached their target.
Also for the ladies on pumps, we have the Care Link, so they upload their pump on a weekly basis, so I can look at it. If they don't come to see me, I can review it online. And then there are other ladies who send their readings through to my email address as well.
Service is excellent, I have to say. I'm delighted with it. It's given me great motivation, and just knowing that somebody's on the other end of the phone and that my results, I can email them to Claire anytime. She'll look at them, she'll email them, she texts me, nearly a good friend.
Just simply by coming to the clinic, I got reassurance, I got guidance, advice. I could phone Claire if I needed to ask her anything. She was checking my average sugars, my HbA1c, so she was giving me basically the advice that I needed to give me a peace of mind that I was doing everything right.
I think they do appreciate the support. They tailor it to suit themselves. If it's not, if pregnancy is not on their radar in the next 4 to 6 months, well then they'll say, sure, we'll see you every 2 months. But then as they get near the time and they see how much work they have to do, then they come more often.
I come every 2 weeks A lot of people would be monthly, but because I like to be kept motivated, Claire has agreed to see me. She would meet me here every 2 weeks and in Newry then again in 2 weeks' time.
The model we've designed as part of CAWT works, and patients are very positive about the design. What I hope to happen after the project finishes is that we will make a very strong case to our funders for recurring funding for these services, both of these services, to continue when the pilot is over. And I'm confident, I would be optimistic that we can do that, because we've built in quite a robust evaluation to both projects, and we've got quite strong evidence of how well it is working at the moment.
The only route ahead for a healthy pregnancy, go to the CAWT project and contact Claire. That's my advice to anybody.